I mean, that just happened, boys. And all I have to say about that is best game ever. Everybody, welcome back to another edition, and a special edition that is of Inside the Zone with Mateo. My name is Mateo, and I host all the podcasts here on the channel. And as always, I hope you're entertained. Well, this might not be your normal episode. We normally cover Minnesota sports or American sports, but if you know anything about me, I'm a huge soccer fan. I play soccer, not professionally, but in my uh, just free time and on a team. And I'm a huge England fan, actually. I love Bukayo Saka. I love Jude Bellingham. I love just really England itself in soccer. We love watching the Premier League. And so you can expect I was very nervous going into this game. But man, just, even if England had lost, what a freaking game, bro. Like, absolutely insane. And when I say best game ever, I mean best game of the World Cup this year because, man, we've had good games. But the atmosphere in that stadium in Mexico City, watching their home country playing on their home turf against one of the best teams in the world. Oh my gosh, bro. The crowds. I mean, props to those crowds. I mean, especially the Mexican fans, but also the Brits in the crowds. There was a bunch there, just England supporters, Mexico supporters. Props to you. If you were there, bro, props to you because you made it even better. You made it an even better game. I mean, y'all were loud, like really every single minute of the game. We got a little bit of everything. We got goals, we got saves, we got very questionable decisions from the referee, which we'll talk about. And here, it's going to be a short episode. It's going to be a shorter podcast. Normally we do longer podcasts. It's going to be a shorter one. I just want to get this out for you guys. But the main thing is England survives, and let's break it all down. So we're going to head over here to just really the box score, talk a little bit of soccer, talk a little bit about the game. I'll give you some of my thoughts. We'll look at a couple videos here. But first things first. Um, in this game, Mexico definitely controlled it if you're looking at possession. I mean, they had 67% of the ball compared to 33% for England. They were in control for a majority of the game, of course, nearly 70%. However, we'll get to a point where basically the second half, England had no choice. If you know what I'm talking about, I mean, the red card, you literally played with 10 men. You were down a man for literally almost the entire second half, which you had to, sub out Bukayo Saka to grab in another defender. I believe John Stones was the one they subbed in for Bukayo Saka just to get that extra defender. And England really just shifted into a defensive team, right? They just said, okay, we have the lead. We're not gonna try to play too aggressive and just we're gonna try to keep this lead. And that's, I do think, a big part of why this possession is so much uh, you know, weighted in the direction of Mexico. I do believe without the red card, it still would have been in favor of Mexico because they were definitely controlling it, especially towards the end of the first half. And really, I mean, just throughout the first half, it was a lot of back and forth, but Mexico seemed to just end up having the better chances, even though both teams had the same, I feel like, same amount of possession in that. I would say it's pretty close to 50%, but it just felt like Mexico was controlling it a little bit more just because they were making better decisions. They were a little bit more comfortable, it seemed that way. But both had 5 shots on goal. Big chances created were two to zero in favor of England, which I thought was actually very interesting. There was actually not a big chance missed, which was actually very intriguing for that. But I mean, here's where it gets it. It's like 420 accurate passes, completed passes, compared to 195 in favor of Mexico. And this just tells you, if you didn't watch the game, you'd think, oh man, how the heck did England win? Well, basically, the entire second half, maybe England got 1 or 2 rushes down the field. Other than that, the ball was at a Mexican player's feet. It was just the way it is, largely to do because of the red card situation, but just because Mexico moves the ball really nicely. That's the if I were able to take one good thing away from Mexico, their passing is something special. They love to switch the field. They love to just use all their players. And to be honest, England just was playing a very just safe game, if you will. They weren't I mean, because the ref was also, well, we can get to that, but the ref was calling almost everything. So at that point, you were like, well, we have a bunch of players on yellow cards. We shouldn't, do something that would hurt us more. So they were just kind of allowing Mexico, I feel like, to pass, especially between, the center point and all the way to about the top of the 18 box. They were just kind of allowing that from what I was able to understand from that. I didn't realize some of the commentators were kind of saying, like, dude, I need, especially in the first half, because they kind of did this in the first half too. They're saying England needs to press and just get the attack on the ball, just get a nice little press there. But at the end of the day, you just could sense that England was going to decide. They decided ahead of time, we're just going to play a little bit more safe. We're going to play a little bit more reserved in a way, just so that we can stay in this game and have a good chance to win this game. Because I do believe England's defense is definitely, of course, their Achilles heel. And, Mexico had not allowed a single goal all tournament. They had been scoring goals, but and not allowing it. So they had, in a way, I believe them and France, or them, no, sorry, them and Spain, I believe, are the two teams that prior to this game had not allowed a goal yet. And so they had just been a. With that being said, since they weren't allowing any goals, it means their offense is getting a lot of good looks. Mexico has a very good offense. Again, as I already mentioned, their midfield, very, very highly impressive. And so I just think part of the game plan was like, okay, we're just going to play reserved, and it worked out for England. I do think if England's going to want to have a chance to move on even further into this competition, they're going to face hard teams, hard matchups. I mean, they're going to play Norway. They're going to have to face Erling Haaland on Saturday, I believe the 11th of July. That is going to be an extremely tough matchup. He is one of the best scorers, not just in the game right now, but you could make a case that he could be one of the top 10 scorers in the entire soccer history books when his career is all said and done. So you're going to have to watch out for him. You're going to have to watch out for Messi if you move on later. You're going to have to watch out for whoever comes out of that other side of the bracket, in either Mbappe or Ronaldo, Lamine Yamal, whoever. Maybe if US somehow, some way makes it, they have Pulisic. They have some other guys over there. Every team, at least almost every team still left in this competition, has a very solid offense. Obviously, we know England's offense is good, but you also have to be able to make saves and play defense. So I really do think this game plan could work moving forward. Their defense looked the best that I've seen all tournament. And so just a lot of good things for England here. People are maybe saying, okay, they played it too safe in the first half. Frankly, they won. So whatever worked out, I thought they were in a really good situation. Obviously, Pickford was able to get some good saves because, man, oh man, is that goalie good. I mean, if you had any questions on Jordan Pickford tonight, or just coming into this game, coming into this World Cup, really, maybe if you're an Everton fan and maybe just you're frustrated, I don't know, bro. This just proved how good and talented he is. He's one of the best goalies in the game right now, and England is truly, truly blessed to have him on this team. But at the end of the day, it's not just Jordan Pickford. It's not just the defense. You have to score goals to get to 3-2 England. And Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane really stepped it up today. So first things first, it was all Mexico. Early on in the first half, it was all Mexico. But then Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, the Arsenal teammates, two of my favorite players on this team, completely changed the momentum of this game, giving England the 1-0 lead, right? Declan Rice takes it up into space. To be honest, it's a good run. People are saying, what a run. It was in open space, but he was still able to keep the ball. He delivers a nice little pass to Bukayo Saka on the right wing side. On the sideline, Bukayo Saka, who, if you can't tell, is my favorite player. He does all the little things right and does not get enough praise. Comes onto the right wing side, has a defender right on him, beats him, then is able to cut in, cut out, weave his way into the 18 box, and then he places the most beautiful cross I've seen in a long time from him, especially right. He was just centering. You could make a case he was going for Kane, but it ended up being Bellingham right there diving. You saw it on the thumbnail. We're going to show it right now. I mean, it was one heck. It was one heck of a goal here. We're going to show actually the entire play because why not? Let's show the entire play because since I was walking through this and now you can see it visually here on YouTube. Let's just go full screen here. This is going to be muted just for copyright. In the 36th minute, where England had been struggling to find opportunities. And then Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka make these little things happen. And an awesome cross, Bellingham in the corner. And there's Jude Bellingham. Man, oh man, what a absolute freaking goal. And then I believe he points right to Bukayo Saka right there. Bam, right there. Because we all know, he knows, we all know that goal does not happen without Bukayo Saka. Also, you got to give credit to Declan Rice because that also great speed. He literally goes full sprint with control of the ball. He makes that play happen as much as Bukayo Saka does. But it's a full team effort, and it was an amazing goal. It completely changed the momentum of the game. It gave England the momentum, and just about 98 seconds later, or something like that, the second goal obviously happened. Mexico now is going to reset, okay? Well, now England feels a little bit better, feels a little bit more confident, and then they say, okay, we're going to go full press here. We're going to have 3 men or so come on and press you a little bit, right? Mexico's going to set up a little bit, playing good, and then look at all 3. Look at all 3 of them go. You need to see, watch here. Watch the ball. Here, on the man, bam, 1, 2, 3 England defenders all around the ball. Then I don't seconds. They get 2 goals, and all of a sudden, it is 2-0. An unselfish play from Harry Kane, great assist, a great finish from Jude Bellingham, and it's 2-0 all of a sudden. It's absolutely insane. So I glazed some of those players, sure, but they were amazing plays. Selfless plays. Great passes from Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Harry Kane. Great finishes from Jude Bellingham. Because, man, oh, man, I think Jude Bellingham played the best game of his career tonight in this round of 16 game. Which, by the way, guys, it's just round of 16, but it felt so much more because of the Mexican fans, because of the environment, because it was rainy, because there was just so much in this game. There was all this hate on, people were saying, I don't know if England's this good enough, or good enough to win. But man, oh man, it felt almost like a finals game. And England, just out of the middle of nowhere, within 2 minutes, is up 2-0, and it was absolutely insane. Obviously, Mexico did score before the break. They were pressuring again, but then here's we go. So we fast forward over halftime, a couple minutes in. Obviously, this play happens. Y'all know what happened. We don't even need to watch it in live chat. I'm just going to find the replay here. It's 2-1, of course, here in the 51st minute or so, 52nd minute, because they thought it was a foul, and so they're saying, go check this VAR. I really officially now hate the video replay because it has hurt the U.S., especially we know what that is. I'm not going to talk about that. That's a topic for another time, but it hurt England bad. I mean, thankfully they were still able to win, but let's take a look. They called this a foul. Dude. Just they called this a foul. It would be totally fine if they called that a foul, gave him a free kick. Because 23 was able to actually, he kind of got hurt a little bit. I would have been okay possibly with a yellow card. That would have been fine. But a red card for this is absolutely insane. I don't know how you're supposed to not do that. And this is the big argument with the U.S. thing. The U.S. was, for me personally, the U.S. red card, we all have seen it. Just because it did result in some type of injury, I can see why they could think it's a red card. I still don't believe it was a red card. I think it was more of a yellow card. And this, of course, was certainly not a yellow card. Both instances, though, were flukes. You cannot control it. None of it is intentional. And it's just because of this replay system, they decided to call it back because it was quote unquote dangerous. and they ended up doing this a red card. It's absolutely insane. I thought it was going to be a yellow card maybe, and I would have been fine with it. Like, he can't stop it. It's wet too, so he maybe slid a little bit more. But man, bro, this completely turned the momentum of this game around back to Mexico's favor. Obviously, they do the replay, and then they show the red card, right? I don't know if we're gonna find the picture of the red card here, but this ref, dude, yeah, there it is. Like, dude, it was an interesting night. He seemed to be calling everything. I mean, there was, I don't know, at least 7 or 8 yellow cards thrown out to each side, combining. It was a very interesting refereeing experience, but that should not have been a red card. But nonetheless, it was a red card. It happened. You can't control it. Now it's happened. It's in FIFA's hands. And now, for the next really 40 minutes or 35 minutes, England would be playing down a man. So you already knew it was going to be tough. You lost one of your defenders as well. So they made a tough call in pulling Bukayo Saka out just because he's been banged up since March with that Achilles injury, hamstring injury. He played through it to win the Premier League. He played through it to give a chance for Arsenal to win the Champions League. He's only been really playing 50-ish, 60 minutes here in the World Cup, if or less. And they decide, okay, he's a humble guy. They're just gonna, he'd be okay with it. He's gonna take one for the team. We're gonna sacrifice Saka, and we're gonna bring in another defender because at this point you need defense. It's unfortunate that Saka had to come out early, but it is what it is. John Stones comes in, and then basically full-on defense mode begins. Obviously, Harry Kane then does get a penalty kick because man, I'm blanking on his name now. Gordon, man, he played his butt off today. He was able to draw a penalty in the penalty box. Kane, almost automatic from the spot, makes it 3-1. Obviously, then Mexico gets another. They get a penalty kick of their own. They're able to do it. And then it's just all Mexico trying for the next 30, 25 minutes, trying to get that equalizer. They came close. Then they also got 11 minutes of extra time, plus a little bit more because there were some corner kicks. People don't know. Really, refs don't tend to call the games. If it is a corner kick, they let the corner kicks come, and there just kept being corner kicks at the end of the game. Eventually, they did call it, as you saw at the beginning of this video. But man, oh man, was it an insane game. I just kind of took you through the main events. England ended up winning 3-2. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how the heck they ended up winning this game. As you can see here, there were 21 fouls, 14 for Mexico, 7 for England. It was just insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, you could look at more stats here if you really want to. Goalkeeping, a lot of goal kicks for England. If you really want, you can look up on ESPN or any other stat website to figure out some more stats. But the passes, again, a big thing. I feel like in this scenario, in this type of game, you just can't look at the stats because of the position England was put in. Of course, Mexico is going to have more possession when they're up a man. But nonetheless, can't believe I'm saying this, but England is moving on. They're going to be playing Norway on Saturday. Holland, Kane, two of the best strikers in the game right now, going at it. England, Norway, going to be happening July 11th, 2026, I believe, at like 5 Eastern. It's going to be a good game. Still can't believe this game happened. I truly do believe it was the best game of the tournament. But as I said at the beginning, England survived. And that is really all that matters. I really do hope and pray that you guys enjoyed this special edition of Inside the Zone with Mateo. If you like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell button on so you never miss any other episodes. And please share this episode with your friends. If the World Cup's kind of going up in their minds right now, if they're hyped, share it. Appreciate you guys for watching. And as always, don't forget to keep God first because He's the most important thing in your lives. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.